We now know that mindfulness is experiencing a reality as it is, being mindful of where we are. We also know that the ordinary mind is not wired that way, that we are in fact mindless of where we are by virtue of the fact that everything that we experience in the outer world is regurgitated in our inner world to give us our impression or our version of reality. There is a very fine line between the reality of the outer world and our own version of reality. And very often during the course of the day, we could be forgiven for thinking, because everybody else is wallowing along this way as well, we could be forgiven for thinking that we are actually partaking in reality, when in fact we are actually shadow boxing with reality by virtue of our regurgitating everything through our inner world. That is why there is a very fine line between mindfulness in its purest sense and mindfulness in its practical sense. It is very easy, all too easy, to develop a taste for mindfulness, a taste for a bit of meditation. Some people say to me, I need my meditation. And then to delude yourself that because you are meditating, because you felt calm first thing in the morning, that you are all the better equipped to experience reality and act accordingly during the course of the day. Whereas you might have meditated and been mindful in the morning, and then simply joined the stream of ordinariness during the course of the day, but having meditated, you think that you are above or beyond the touch of the ordinary-minded perspective on life. In our introduction to this particular series, and indeed in our previous series on goal setting as well, I mentioned examples of people who are practicing their mindfulness, developing their mindfulness, and yet their life shows no indication by way of results that they are actually purposefully mindful during the course of the day. They have deluded themselves into the belief that they are mindful because they did their meditation, but that state of mind doesn't flow into the moment-to-moment decisions that they make and behaviours that they indulge in during the course of the day. You need to be mindful enough, not just to realize whether or not you are mindful, but mindful enough to realize when you have crossed the fine line into mindlessness. Ordinary mindlessness is bad enough, but mindlessness masquerading under the delusional cloak of mindfulness is even more dangerous. And therefore, as we progress next week, we will, having looked at what pure mindfulness is, the experience of reality as it is, we will look at how we can ensure that we become not just mindful, but purposefully mindful in the furtherance of achieving what we want to achieve out of life.